South Dakota is considered an underserved area where there's a shortage of physicians, so that's why international physicians are welcome here.
It's winter in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
I was born and raised in Damascus, Syria. I went to medical school back home in Damascus, graduated in 2008, then came to continue my education here in the United States.
Today, Dr. Alaa Al Nofal is a pediatric endocrinologist at the castle-inspired Sanford Children's Hospital and Medical Clinic, serving patients from North and South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, and Nebraska.
All right, young lady. So I have patients who travel hundreds of miles to come see me, and there are many patients who I travel to go see.
We also use airplanes to get physicians out into those rural communities when the distance is significant.
But there's one place Al Nofal is hesitant to fly to, out of the U.S. to see relatives. President Donald Trump's executive order bars citizens of 7 Muslim-majority countries, including Syria, from entering into the United States. With that order in legal limbo, Al Nofal is afraid he may be forced to leave his patients behind if he travels abroad and can't get back into the U.S. That's because he's not a U.S. citizen. Al Nofal is here on a special J-1 visa waiver, a specific but important program that allows about 1,500 international physicians each year to temporarily work in underserved areas of the country.
It's so important to our country because, quite simply, we have relied on non-U.S. physicians to meet the need of our growing and aging population. It's the only way we can provide a workforce of sufficient size to meet U.S. needs, especially in rural areas and especially in urban underserved areas.
So the thyroid gland.
He is significant to this part of the country because he treats a lot of children who have type 1 diabetes, and he is one of only 5 full-time pediatric endocrinologists in North Dakota and South Dakota.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Questions for me?
I liked him. He was very funny.
Oh, that's weird.
He explained everything very well. I didn't really know what to expect, but he reassured me with everything and not to worry about it, so I think I'm good.
I'm not going to torture you as much. What do you think?
I like the text.
13-year-old Jasmine and her mother come here from an hour and a half away.
As of now, it seems like you guys are doing great. What do you think, Jasmine? I know you were going to cry. It's okay. So do you have a joke for me today or not?
No.
Why? What they did not consider is that this executive order is not going to affect just people of the 7 countries. It's going to also affect people in the United States, people in rural America, where they have access to a lot of these physicians. Here where we work right now and at Sanford, we have 7 physicians who are from these 7 countries. And these physicians do serve a lot of patients.
In a comment to CNN Money, the State Department said exceptions to the travel and visa ban could be issued on a case-by-case basis if it is in the national interest. But they did not specify if a doctor shortage in a rural area would be considered.
We have a number of physicians at Sanford Health that have actually been with us for more than a decade. So they came here on a J-1 waiver. They did their 3 years and then they stayed. And so many of them, this is where they live. Their families are here and they are just a part of the fabric of the community.
And that's Dr. Al Nofal's plan. He bought a home here with his wife and 10-month-old son.
We're just your traditional little family in the good old Midwest.
He wants to work toward U.S. citizenship after his visa waiver expires. That is, if policies like Trump's executive order don't get in the way.
And that's what worries us, because we don't know what's going to happen in a year and a half or 2 years from now. If things don't work out, we might need to move outside the United States.
The executive order is held up in the courts, but if it's reinstated, Al Nofal's family in Syria could not come to visit his new son, Said.
I think national security is very important for this country. However, the way they're doing it to trying to make this country safe, I don't think has been the right way so far.
For our family, it really disappoints me that this was done because it's teaching my son that people from these countries are threats. I don't want him growing up thinking that people from Syria that are his family are threats, because they're not.
The situation is not just me. It's It's not just me and Alyssa and our son Zaid. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of people in situations like ours. There are tens of thousands of people affected by this here or abroad. When people are watching this and at home and sitting with their family, just think about other people's families and see how would it feel to not be able to see your own children or grandchildren. Turn away from the politics of it for just 10 seconds and think about it from people's standpoint, not from politics standpoint. And I think that will be helpful.
Well said, honey.
I know.
Well said.
But I think that's true.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you so much.